Good afternoon, Pastor Kevin Brown Journey Ministries here, Sacramento, California, located 4147 Northgate Boulevard here in Thomas. We certainly are thankful to God that we're able to offer this platform of information, meaning that we can deliver some information to you in these most uncertain times. As we deal with this pandemic globally, I want to speak more specific to what I perceive we should be doing in preparation for our churches coming back to be able to worship together physically. First and foremost, the safety in public safety is the preeminent driving force, meaning what we're going to do here at Journey Ministries is we are going to offer two services. The first one will be at 9:30. And that will be for my seniors and other personnel that may have some underlying health issues and concerns. But this also allows us the ability to maintain a level of social distancing for those that are most vulnerable. So we're not overcrowded. Also, we're going to have all the, the pertinent hand sanitizer and cleaning counters and things of this nature to make certain that we can do all that we can do. And one of the things I think is extremely important, God is a spirit, and the Bible says those that worship Him must worship Him in spirit and truth. God in this time, I think, is allowing us to exercise wisdom, meaning I believe God is and that God can do anything except for fail. But God is not going to support nor will He endorse us just erroneously and just dismissing information and thinking, well, I'm going to go on faith and God is going to, well, wait a minute. The Bible says be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So we have to exercise wisdom as we make preparation, number one, to come back and gather. We need to be able to allow our parishioners and our congregants to feel safe, that they can come in and not be overly crowded, but be able to create a space of neutrality and safety so that we have adequate distance, that we have the hygiene and the sanitization things that we need to ensure from that standpoint that we've done all that we can do. As I regress, one of the reasons I brought up this thing about just blind faith and us just having services, because it's been well documented that many of our faith organizations continue to have services. And unfortunately, it led to the mortality of 13 or 14 bishops in one denomination. And then we had other local areas that were impacted immediately, at which I understand that the senior pastor of that location also perished. So we want to make certain that we as people of faith don't think that we can march to a different rule as it relates to the Bible saying to observe all the ordinance of men. So we have to be very conscientious to make certain that we follow the law of the day. The second part of the service that we mentioned, that we would, number one, make provisions for our aging population and those that are most vulnerable at the 9:30 worship hour. Thereafter, when we got to the more contemporary or the other age groups with the children being included, that would be at the 11:30 hour, in which it would be a little different as it relates to us being able to have some type of activities for our young people, but also being mindful of the fact that I understand that kids are very challenged as it relates to the social distancing. And so what I'm saying is that we have to exercise wisdom, because this truly is a virus that is looking to spread as we move into the fall, into the winter. They're talking about the influenza coming back and compounded with the coronavirus being amongst us. We have to be extremely cautious and take some proactive steps and measures. I would also encourage you just to continue to enhance and increase your digital platform as it relates to being able to have some form of connectivity with our parishioners. I understand it's very difficult. This is a time in which we are doing church in a way and manner that we never anticipated. But I stand here today and say this is that this too shall pass. I think as we, make preparations to matriculate back into our places of worship, that it's going to be different than it once was. And so let us now take courage. Let us continue to observe all the public safety measures and things of this nature. But let's be very prayerful and very deliberate and intentional in preparation for bringing back the congregants into our physical places of worship. I hope and pray that this message will find all that is well with you until our next time. God bless and God keep you.